Welcome back to Diecast Resurrection. Sometimes when I'm looking for inspiration for a video, I find myself over at the Redline Club Car page. Back in 2007, you could get a pink Roger Dodger that had white accents and the thing was pretty hot looking. I kind of wanted to build one of those today. However, every time I paint a car pink on this channel, there's an uprising from the villagers. If you're talking red lines, pink is one of the most collectible colors there is, and it's because, little boys don't like pink cars and they hit them with hammers, so those cars never really make it. So a lot of people are drawn to pink red lines, and I think that might be why they made this party line pink. I don't know, they look kind of cool. As you can see, there's been a couple changes to the Roger Dodger over the years. They've kind of toned down the engine a little bit. The real deal's got these demolition derby style, like boat headers, glee, 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 and then now the more modern ones have the cool side exit below the fender. So in today's video, we're going to take this mainline Roger Dodger and we're going to make a Diecast Resurrection edition party car, but we're going to do it in some cooler colors than pink. We got to keep the villagers happy. So I've already drilled our car, as you can see. Did a nice clean job just removing the little mushroom heads. So let's pull this apart. Ooh, 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 look at that glass. Man, that's going to be real cool if we can do a root beer Spectraflame. We'll keep the chrome interior. This thing's going to be beautiful. We're going to have to do a little bit of zinc plating today. So first of all, I guess we'll get this stripped down. I'm going to give this a little bit of scuff with some Scotch-Brite here just to kind of break up some of this paint. This car was sent in by my man Max Squeaky. He sent in about 30 or so carded mainline Hot Wheels. So thank you, Mr. Squeaky. I was wondering, what kind of brands would you guys like to see incorporated into paint jobs? And by brands, I mean, paint themes. If I could give an example, I would say Turtle Wax. That's a pretty popular theme with Volkswagen Customs. What other kind of brands would you guys like to see? Maybe Sinclair is another one, with the little dinosaur. I'm sure you guys probably have your favorite brands. So maybe shout some out in the comments and let me know. I'll see what I can do. I didn't even check if I have root beer Spectraflame. Cool, this thing didn't need much work. Nice modern casting. Get it ready for zinc plating here. If you guys have been following the channel for a while, you'll know how cleanliness is key when it comes to doing our zinc plating. So I'd like to freshen up this as much as possible. So I'm going to set up the zinc plater, and while I'm gone, I'm going to give this a real nice degreasing with some hot soapy water. Make sure that it doesn't have any kind of greasy fingerprints or anything on it. This is like a typical home zinc plating kit. All this stuff you can just purchase on Amazon. Scientific zinc anode, clothespin, benchtop power supply, about $100 for a decent one. I made this little contraption just so I don't have to submerge one of my nice lines here. Negative lead on our car, positive lead on our anode. And we are good to go. I was using this thing to charge the battery on the Tahoe the other day. Woo, woo, woo. It's been about 10 minutes. I'm going to give it just a few more, maybe another 5, and we'll check in on it. I got all the high spots of the zinc kind of knocked down a little bit. I think now I can put away our zinking stuff and we can do a little bit of polishing and we'll get that thing ready for doing some paint. This is looking good to me. I didn't want a completely mirrored finish. I kind of wanted that factory grainy zinc plating look, and this is exactly what like a typical red line would look like. So I was just about ready to go to the paint booth. I realized I didn't have any root beer brown, but I did have blue and orange, and if you combine these two colors, you can end up with a nice brown. So I did a quick little mix. I started with some orange and just kept adding blue, And eventually we got this nice brown color. So this is going to be our root beer. And I am ready to head to the spray booth. So I got to degrease this one last time with some hot soapy water. And we're going to spray this. Hell yeah, let's go. So I want to use this type of wheel on a Roger Dodger. I got 2 big booties in the back and 2 skinnies up front. And as I got Andy to 3D print me some bearings. So I could use a regular Hot Wheels axle. Then we could put a red line bearing on a regular axle. I like that. Then we could just stick this in a regular axle tube for our base, and away we go. So I'll press those in now. It's going to make it easy for me to glue those in place. Bam, bam. Now that our wheels are ready, I think I'm going to go paint our base. Just going to very, very lightly scuff this just to kind of take any kind of shine off it and give our Mollentow a little something to bite on. Alright, that's good to go. So I'm going to head back to the spray booth. We'll give this a little spritz. Alrighty, we gotta do some stripes here. Let me see. Like that. It's a little bit tricky on this body. There isn't a single straight line except for the bottom of the door here. That's what I'm trying to go off of, so don't have a lot of reference points. Kind of go in between like that. There, so that's one side done. So I'm going to give this a little flipperoo. Car definitely needs some white, so I'm glad we're putting on some stripes here. Just plain old root beer brown. It's just not going to do it. A couple speed stripes though. I might liven this thing up a little bit. So I got our stripes masked out. Looking pretty good. Nice and straight on top. Stripes on the side look pretty good as well. So I'm ready to go head over to the spray booth right now. I'm going to go spray these with some white, and then we'll come back and we'll put on a couple little decals. And it should be looking pretty good by then. Gleek, 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 gleek. Back to the spray booth. Where be my tweezers, man? I just had those things. So on the Redline Club car, they have a little decal right here that says Roger Dodger. I'm building this one for a friend's kid. Or it's probably more for a friend. But I thought it might be cool if I put his name on the car. So I'm going to do that. His name's Hunter. I'm going to use a little bit of micro set. What do you guys think of that? I got a little Racing Champion decal there, checker flag, Hunter, personalized. Hell yeah. Once we get the chrome back on this thing, she's going to be a beast. So I'm going to go throw this in the paint oven for just, I don't know, maybe 10 minutes. Let all these decals evaporate a little bit. Doesn't take very long when you use micro set. It seems to go fairly quickly. So just warm that up, and then I'll do the final clear coat, and we'll come back and do an assembly. How exciting. This thing's going to look pretty good, I think. Check it out, I've mounted our wheels. Bam, 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 bam. Got some typical taillights, a simple grill. I'm ready to do an assembly. This one's looking pretty good. I think you guys will like the reveal. Give me 2 seconds. Every time I do root beer brown, I know there's skeptics. Hopefully this build has helped shift some opinions over. I think doing some white highlights really does a nice job of bringing out that root beer brown. This car turned out beautiful. That thing looks like it's Redline Club all day long. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you leave a like to support the channel. I want to thank you guys for watching this video. I'll be back in a day or so with something new. So until then, keep your stick on the ice. And if women don't find you handsome, hopefully they find you handy. See you soon, guys. Take care. That looks pretty good for being Mollentow pen, doesn't it, Vern? Hell yeah, man. Look at that thing.